I don't know about you, but I need a reset. Now that Ramadan is over, I keep thinking of how I want to take these little improved pieces of myself with me. Ramadan is of course a month of worship, but I don't want that worship to just have ended on Eid. And since it's officially spring and the second quarter of the year will start, I think this is the perfect time for us to reset together. Basically, the outside world has started a new season, and now it's time for our inner world to enter a new season as well. So I'd like to read to you a little bit of my journal because I recently did a journaling session and I think it will really set the tone for this video. The question that I'm asking myself is, who would I like to be? Who is she? And how does she fill her days? I ask this question a lot, but I wonder if I've ever actually truly went and took a look into her world. I always imagined a limited version of myself. Not the best version of myself, but an upgrade of where I'm currently at. Basically, I was never delusional enough. I was holding on to realism, not optimism. And it does bring me further, but only with little steps. And even though I love slow growth, I feel like I'm allowed to dream bigger. Lately I've been thinking a lot about how time truly does fly. Ramadan was over in the blink of an eye, and at the end of this life, on the Day of Judgment, we will be looking back at the entirety of our lives and will feel like it was a part of a day, a morning or an afternoon. So yeah, time flies and I'd like to fly with it. Just how fast the time flies, that's how big I would like to dream. And I feel like the moment is perfect for it now that Ramadan is over. It's time to get back up and get better. So I'm in the process of making a 30-day plan or an April reset for you and me to basically continue after Ramadan. Of course, Ramadan, it has been over for a few weeks now. However, I still think this will be a great post-Ramadan reset to continue working on your goals and working on your deen. The very first step is to get clear on where you want to go, like I already just mentioned. And you need to be super specific, and for me, I need to be ambitious. I'm allowing myself to be a little bit more delusional than I usually am. So basically I'm thinking of my long-term goals and then I will move back a little bit every time. So 12-month goals, 6-month goals, Q2 goals, so the upcoming 3 months, and then goals for April. And I've written down 2 reminders for myself. The first one is, a strong enough why can bear any how. So when you are thinking of your long-term goals, you do need to have a very strong why. And second of all, make dua. Because honestly, if you're working towards literally anything, ask Allah to help you, to make it easy for you, to guide you. So that is the first thing on the list. And that is exactly what I did. So I have written down basically all the big life goals that I currently have. They are both for this life and for the next, and they are way too personal to share. And if you are writing down your goals and you feel like, ooh, this is quite personal, or this is really something that should only be between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is your sign that you are writing down a goal that is actually meaningful to you. These goals that I've written down, they are surrounded by the quote, your goals should scare you a little and excite you a lot. And that is kind of the guideline that I put for myself, because whenever I was thinking of goals, I always thought of goals that are quite okay, like quite achievable, and I never really set goals that were big enough. And the goals that I've written down now, they are so incredibly big that they scare me a little, they excite me a lot, and so like relevant to me that I wouldn't want to share them with anyone. So step 1 is complete. I have kind of my long-term goals. Now it's time to go from the big goals to the little goals, or basically go for a goal that could last a lifetime to kind of daily or weekly non-negotiables that you can do to achieve these goals. One of the things that I kind of struggle with is that I set all these goals, but then life kind of just happens and the goals that I set just fade away. Especially now that I've started working a 9-to-5, I'm really just spending majority of my week at a job that honestly doesn't really have much to do with achieving my goals right now. And alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful for the job, but I do feel like if I don't pay attention or put my focus when I'm not working on my goals goals, time will just kind of fly by. And at first I wanted to make this video after I quote-unquote found a solution or found a way to achieve everything, but realistically I think we should go on this journey together. That's also why I kind of see this April challenge or this post-Ramadan reset as a way for us to get back in touch with ourselves and our goals, because when Ramadan was over I feel like I very quickly got back into my old routine, since you can eat again and you just kind of pick up your life where you left off, and before you know it you are no longer consciously going through your own life, and that's kind of something that scares me. So right now I'm going to have dinner with my friend, and tomorrow a new work week is starting, and at first I thought with all these social things and with work there's no way for me to get anything else done, but basically the idea of this video, or the concept of the challenge that I want to start, is that you can work on your dream life while living the life that you're currently living. So inshallah I'd like to take you with me on this dinner and take you with me to work and basically show you how I try to work on my goals outside of these moments, because you and we are capable of achieving much more than we think we are, and we simply just need to have a little bit more confidence in ourselves and also just be a little bit more delusional, and of course keep making dua. So the thing with work is that it can feel like it takes up your entire day, since it's from 9 to 5 and you also need to get ready and commute. So one of the things that I want to focus on this spring is that I'd like to build a solid morning routine. I've been saying this for so long and part of me no longer thinks it's possible, but I really need to break the idea that I cannot do anything before work starts. Another goal that I can turn into a daily non-negotiable is to get a certain amount of steps every day, and I want to slowly build this up. So for April I'd like to set a daily goal of 8,000 steps and increase this amount every month until I get 10k steps a day. I actually really meant for this video to go live before April started so that we could really have an April reset or April challenge. But unfortunately, life kind of just happened again, and that is kind of also what this whole video has been about. Like we all get really busy, and at some point I even thought, let's just not continue with this video because it's already too late, but that kind of would have defeated the whole purpose of this. So yeah, I still want to do a reset challenge with you, and it doesn't really matter when you start it. Let's just kind of see this as a spring reset challenge. So what I want to do right now is to kind of create a list of daily non-negotiables. And what I used to do is to basically have a list of things that I would like to do every day, and it would be great if I achieved around 80% of it so that I could kind of have a nice score. But what I want to do right now is to create kind of a baseline, and then another version for better days, and a final version for the version of you that is kind of the future you, the way that you really would like to live. So I really want to have like a baseline plan for days that are not necessarily the best kind of days, the days where you basically just want to kind of get through life. Whenever you're having a day where you're really just not in the mood and your day is already filled with so many things, it can be difficult to also, for example, focus on, let's say, Islamic studies or making time time for a workout class. And it doesn't help that you're not able to do these things and then you also are looking at your list of daily to-dos for your quote-unquote ideal self and not being able to get those things done. It just kind of demotivates you. So what I want to do is to have different lists of daily non-negotiables where you basically have different levels. So level 1, or the baseline level, is basically the daily non-negotiables that you could do every day, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how busy life gets. And if you do these daily non-negotiables on those days, you will still feel kind of accomplished. So for me, I've written down 8,000 steps, drinking 2 liters of water, listening to morning adkar, and having a closing routine. This is what I'd like to do on a simple day. And this is already quite out of my comfort zone. And I know that if I do these things on any day, it will feel like I've done a lot as well. I will still feel like I've shown up for myself. And then I'm not sure if I should have 2 more lists or just 1 more list of daily non-negotiables, but this will basically be the list of daily non-negotiables that you would ideally do when you are in the mood or when you have time, like future you or the ideal version of you. Basically, I'm saying all this to say that you should have 2 different versions of your daily to-dos. One version is your baseline, your level 1, the one that you want to commit to on any day, no matter how busy you get. And then the other version is for your future you, for the version of you that you'd like to become. Basically, how would your future self be living? Make a daily non-negotiable list for that girl. On days where you're feeling great, you could do both of the lists. On days where you're not feeling as great, you could do the simple day or baseline plan list, and you would still feel like you are showing up for yourself. I wanted to finish this video with making a vision board that kind of encompasses everything that I'm planning to do, inshallah, for the month of April and for spring as a whole. I've realized that I need to show myself the goals that I set for myself more often, so setting a new wallpaper is the perfect way to do it. I really hope this video was in some way beneficial. I'm sorry it was a little bit short. Inshallah, my next videos can be a little bit longer, and let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Let me know what your daily non-negotiables will be for April. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah in the dreams and goals that we set for ourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.